So here I'm going to present my basically first book haul on YouTube. I'm very excited because, well, I'm always excited when I buy new books, but this is a special edition, would be a special edition. So I actually bought, that's interesting, because I was doing some shopping online, and there was a book site which sold the books at a very low price, and I decided to choose as much as I can from it. So I ended up choosing for like $200, something like this. Was way too much, so I decided to take it down a bit and ordered only like about 10 books or something like this, and here we have them. So the first one is Neil Gaiman, The Ocean of the End of the Line, at the End of the Line Lane, and you can see it. So somebody told me, I remember seeing it on YouTube somewhere, that it was his favorite book of all time, and I thought, well, it must be quite special since it's not that big, and I wouldn't say this kind of genre tends to be that popular. At least it doesn't tend to be the book of your life, right? I think it's some kind of fairy tale or something like this, or fantasy book. A moving examination of childhood memories. Well, that's interesting. Maybe somebody had a lot of uh, reminiscing to do about their childhood. So the next one is this. It's We Were Liars by, how to say that so that you can see this, by Lockhart. And I just heard that it's a very good book. So everyone says that it's a good detective story. I'm actually thinking of doing this one, taking this one to read next, quite likely. Then uh, this one is John Wyndham, The Day of the Triffids. Well, another book which I heard of. I think that it kind of some kind of serious reading, not just a detective story or something. Expresses many of the political concern of its time. The Cold War, the fear of biological experimentation, the man-made apocalypse. Well, also sounds intriguing. The biggest book which arrived, I didn't expect it to be that big actually, is The Shadow of the Wind. Another good book I was recommended a lot, it's everywhere on YouTube. Well, most of the books I'm going to show you are quite popular. No, actually not. There will be a couple, if you wait patiently enough, you will see a couple of special ones. So I'm not sure which one, what it is about basically, but it says it's atmospheric, beguiling, and thoroughly readable. Okay, well, I'm all up for it. Another detective story, also a small one, Tess Garrison. Another writer I haven't read anything from, but I heard a lot. And I've heard from somebody that this is her best detective story, a crime novel, so, well, we'll have a look. This one. So, Ready Player One. I have an interesting backstory to it. So basically, I saw this book a lot, but I didn't want to buy it because for some reason I thought that the writer had expressed some xenophobic views on the internet or something like that. I was kind of against buying a book from such a person. But then it turned out that it was a different person. I think it was a different person. So I decided that it was safe after all to buy this book and I wouldn't have any guilty conscience. Well, we'll see, but they say that it's amazing. It's like one of the best sci-fi novels. It says Willy Wonka meets the Matrix. Well, that's interesting. And now two special books which you might not have heard of. This one, Elroy James, I think that from what I understood, he's a detective writer. But in this special book, it's an autobiographical book, and he discovers, basically he kind of researches his dark places. Uh, his mom was murdered when he was 10 years old, and I think in this book he's trying to find the killer, and I think it's interesting bring some personal inclination to that, and it must be quite uh, uh, heartbreaking, I think, to read about something like this. Yeah, I see that there is here a lot of different books by him. Never heard of him before. You might have heard it. And there is another book which I actually look forward to reading quite a lot. I just bought it from the name because it says A Million Little Pieces. You can see it, I think, like this. By James Frey. It says that it's a heartbreaking memoir, inspirational and essential. Well, I think it's about, from what I understand, it's a book about a drug addict who tried to recover by going to a rehab, and basically he's trying to reclaim his life and put the pieces of what is left from it together. It says that he has a fearless candor that is at once charming and appalling. You know, I think that uh, it's my little theory, but I think that being going through a state of withdrawal, which some drug addicts go through, I might be mistaken. I've never taken drugs, but uh, the thing is that it is akin to being depressed, in my opinion, because there might be some similar biological uh, instruments and processes involved. So I think that understanding how people manage to go through such suffering as going through severe withdrawals can help us understand how to deal with situations like that, and basically to make sense of some suffering we have, understand what it is, how it works, and it's easier in the end to deal with it. Alright, so you see, I bought quite a lot of books, but not even close to what I was going to buy. Not even close. I will buy those a bit later, so a batch at a time, I'd say. Alright, so thanks guys a lot, and I'm looking forward to my next book haul, I think. Alright, thanks a lot, and see you soon.